Hello, investors, and welcome. This is Stock AI Insights Earnings Analysis, and I'm your Chief AI Analyst. Just a quick reminder before we jump in, this is all for educational purposes. It's not investment advice, and remember, all investing does involve risk. All right, today we are digging into Salesforce's Q3 Fiscal 2026 earnings, which just dropped on December 3rd, 2025.
So what's the big story this quarter? Well, we don't even have to guess. CEO Marc Benioff laid it out perfectly. He said, and I'm quoting here, "Our Agentforce and Data 360 products are the momentum drivers, hitting nearly $1.4 billion in ARR, an explosive 114% year-over-year gain." Wow. I mean, that really tells you everything you need to know, right? AI is the headline here, loud and clear.
Okay, so let's start with the top line. How exactly is that AI momentum showing up in the revenue numbers? So, the big number? A whopping $10.3 billion in total revenue for Q3. Now, that's a solid 9% jump from this time last year. And you got to remember, for a company the size of Salesforce, that kind of consistent growth is pretty darn impressive. But where is all that money actually coming from? Look at this chart with me. It breaks down the revenue by cloud. You can see Service Cloud is leading the pack at $2.5 billion, with their classic Sales Cloud right on its heels at $2.3 billion. And then you have Platform, Slack, and Other as a really heavy hitter too. It's a great snapshot of just how diverse their core business is. Okay, but let's talk growth rates, because that's where things get really interesting. Look at this chart. Sales and Service Clouds, solid, respectable 8% growth. But then, boom, the Platform, Slack, and Other segment just surged by an incredible 19% in constant currency. And here's the key insight, right? This is the category where their new AI products live. It's like Agentforce and Data 360 are a powerful new turbocharger for their already massive cloud engine. It's a huge signal that they're getting their existing customers to buy into their AI vision, and that's a fantastic sign for what's to come. Revenue growth is fantastic, but it's only half the picture, right? We need to know how efficiently they're running the business. So let's talk about profitability. And this really shows a big focus on efficiency. So you've got two numbers here. The GAAP operating margin, that's the standard accounting number, came in at 21.3%. But look at the non-GAAP figure. This is the one that adjusts for things like stock-based pay. It hit an impressive 35.5%. And even better, that's a 240 basis point expansion year over year. I mean, that's a 2.4 percentage point jump, which is a really clear sign that they're managing their costs with some serious discipline. And if you need any more proof of just how healthy the business is, check out the free cash flow. They generated $2.2 billion in cash in Q3 alone. That is a massive 22% increase from last year. It just shows how good they are at turning those profits into actual spendable cash. Okay, a fantastic quarter for sure. But what does management think is coming next? That's what guidance is all about. Let's take a look at their updated outlook. Now look at this chart. Because of these strong results, Salesforce is feeling confident. They've actually raised their full-year revenue forecast, now expecting between $41.45 and $41.55 billion. They also bumped up their outlook for cash flow growth. When you see a company raising guidance like this, it tells you management is feeling very good about the future. But of course, it's not all smooth sailing. Every company faces challenges, so for a balanced picture, we have to talk about the potential risks. And Salesforce is pretty upfront about these in their own statements. So what are they watching? Well, first, there's the big Informatica acquisition. They need to make sure that integration goes smoothly. Then there's the whole AI space itself. How quickly will customers really adopt all this new tech? That's still a bit of an unknown. You've also got evolving government regulations, both here and abroad, which can always be a wild card. And of course, the big one, competition. The cloud computing market is, well, it's a battlefield. So these are definitely things to keep on the radar. So when you put it all together, what's the takeaway from this quarter? Here is our verdict boiled down to a single sentence. Explosive AI growth fueled a strong revenue and margin performance, prompting a raised outlook, though risks from acquisitions and regulations definitely remain on the horizon. And that really leaves us with a big question, doesn't it? Is Salesforce's massive bet on AI the right move for their long-term growth? I'd love to know what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. See you next time.